Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shad, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shad, Bahashim, Kurhakadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shad. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and what you're going to do. And double honors to your apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shem Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, a so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about AI, robotics, data centers, the beast system, the mark of the beast, chip implants in your brain, and you being missile food if you take the damn chip, the mark of the beast. Anyway, I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripts my best ability, say whatever God say through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurhak Dash, Lord willing be on me, let's get it.
In 2022, ChatGPT was released to the market, and since then, the growth of AI has been impressive. The creation of hyper-realistic images, code generation, and even the delegation of complex tasks. AI seemed capable of doing everything with great ease. And after seeing everything it was capable of, companies began adopting AI exponentially. They incorporated it into their processes and realized that it was extremely cheap. But precisely because of its low costs, AI also began to bring problems.
AI company called Anthropic is raising alarms tonight about AI's potential impact on employment that could soon be felt.
Thousands of layoffs, team reductions, and massive displacement. Literally, AI was eliminating jobs across every industry, from roles in tech companies,
Amazon, Chegg, Microsoft, Meta, Salesforce, the list continues. Tech companies just are cutting tens of thousands of jobs,
to fast food chains.
You could soon be ordering from an AI machine instead of a real person. The fast food company's owner announcing today that artificial intelligence will work the drive-thru at hundreds of locations by the end of this year.
AI was wiping out almost any type of job. It could perform the work of entire teams.
Yeah, they say it is, but it's not really wiping out all jobs. Because you're hearing on the news recently, and they've been going on for months, that they rehiring the people they fired, like Ford, they rehiring engineers back to the workforce. They rehiring a lot of people back to the workforce because they found out that AI is not cut out to do certain jobs that a human can do. Yeah, but still there won't be no work for Egypt or anywhere else around the world because of either AI or they just want to get rid of you, take your ass out the workforce and replace you with AI or have your ass with a chip implant. I can tell you, man, this shit is happening.
Just minutes, largely because it was much more efficient, but above all because it was cheaper to maintain. But in recent months, a problem.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's invincible Wi-Fi that stays on when the power
problem has started to emerge. AI is becoming very expensive.
Because AI maybe is becoming too expensive to scale.
Using open cloud these days is like driving a Ferrari.
So much so that Microsoft itself banned its own employees from using Claude Code due to its high costs.
So Microsoft starts canceling Claude Code licenses.
But this is not only happening at Microsoft. Uber, Nvidia, Amazon, and hundreds of other companies have reported similar cost problems, making it almost impossible even for top executives to justify such a high expense.
Big tech is scrambling to slow down its use of AI. Major companies have already exhausted their annual budgets, and some say it's getting more difficult to justify the costs.
But if AI promised to be so cheap and efficient, how did it end up costing more than the workers it replaced? Although the birth of artificial intelligence dates back to the beginning of the 1950s, it was not until 2022 that this technology truly experienced a boom. It promised efficiency and solutions to complex problems with just one click. But most importantly, it promised to save companies a lot of money. From technology companies to fast food chains, every business
comes out to be a fucking lie.
This began implementing it at an unprecedented speed. It was such a revolutionary technology that it could do the work of 10 people at 1/10 of the price. Or at least, that was what people were saying.
AI is a technology for taking away your job and maybe eventually displacing human sovereignty over our own future.
Starting in 2023, companies began not only encouraging, but also forcing their employees to use AI tools, causing demand for these models to grow uncontrollably. And the way companies measured their AI performance and usage was through tokens. Using a high number of tokens became somewhat of a status symbol among employees, proving that they were going above and beyond to meet key performance indicators. But there was a problem. After realizing this, employees began using these tokens excessively, simply to appear more efficient at the end of the month. This gave rise to what became known as token maxing.
token max. Like, that's actually the coolest thing you can do now.
Token maxing and this new way of building.
The token maxing.
What the fuck? Anyway, I don't even want to play this shit no more. Let me. Alright, they still talking about token maxing right here. Well, anyway, let's get to the next video.
Right now, I'm in Amazon's largest fulfillment center, which employs 2,000 human workers and 7,000 robots.
This nigga delivering shit? Oh yeah, having lunch with your co-workers in San Francisco.
Let's see if this McDonald's is really fully automated. So today we headed to North Texas to check it out. And upon arrival, you'll notice that you do have to order from the app to get the automated service.
Flamingo, Las Vegas. Y'all all losing your jobs now.
No way they got fighting robots here. Yo, check him out.
Robots. We're told they will make our lives better, but corporations are deploying them to cut costs, and we're the cost.
Workers at a Detroit General Motors facility say they are disgusted after more than 1,000 employees are laid off and dozens of robots are now on the job instead.
The collaborative robots, or as they are called, cobots, help employees attach body panels on vehicles. Jim says they are designed to work beside people, improving.
Yeah, and then they gonna let them people go, and now them motherfuckers gonna take over.
Safety, ergonomics, flexibility, and competitiveness. But to workers who have watched their plant shrink, the order of events is hard to ignore. Their jobs disappeared, then the robots arrived.
General Motors laid off
Or the robots arrived and their jobs disappeared.
more than 1,000 employees and then installed 50 robots. Meanwhile, this company posted $4.3 billion in profit for Q1 this year. So they have plenty of billions to pay for real human workers. Someone commented, good, maybe robots can buy their junky trucks too. Who remembers the tax dollars bailing them out? The president of the United Auto Workers had some words on the matter.
The threat of humanoid robotics and mass automation. It's a profound threat and a challenge to our way of life, to our economy, and our political system. We need to be clear about this. We are in a fight for humanity.
This is the part that isn't talked about nearly enough. More workers are now competing with robots for the same job. Look at how insane this is.
Nigga, like, he shrugged his shoulder like, I'm moving.
When I first saw this clip, I thought it was AI, but then I caught Moderna on the side of the robot and found out, no, this is real. And as dystopian as it is to say, this is a drone dog. It's a robot built by Boston Dynamics, but with software built by Aslan. According to Moderna, the security robot can use AI to identify people and vehicles, autonomously avoid obstacles, sense the environment around it, and complete pre-programmed alarm response missions. He then goes on to say they are using 2 drone dogs and looking to deploy aerial drones to complement their ground force. And then I read this. Another crucial aspect was to invest in a platform that would allow us to use less manpower and manual resources. This helps to lower the cost of operations. So he's saying the quiet part out loud. This allows them to replace their human security guards with robots. And as Aslan puts it, these robots perform their duties with precision, regardless of shifts.
Yeah, and it reminded me of that short little film with the Northern Kingdom Jake. He just going about his business, going to work. I forgot the name of it. Let me see if I can find that shit. Short film of man going to work and then being arrested by a aerial drone. Falsely accused. Well, here it goes. Called Please Hold. There's a short film called Please Hold. Yeah, and he gets stopped by an aerial drone, and he fit the description of somebody they were looking for, and they threw his ass in jail, and he been locked up for I don't know, weeks or months, and they found out, oh, he was the wrong guy. She is a man is wrongfully accused by a drone, or just say AI and shit. Yeah, but no, when it comes, hey. He's an Israelite, so-called Latino. Hey, now for Esau, he's rightfully supposed to be in that jail, rotting away, like all the rest of you Israelites, man. This shows you this ain't your rest.
Schedules, labor shortages, or environmental conditions. But can we stop and think about how insane this is? It reminds me of Horizon, the game where the main character is hunted by machines that were originally built to serve. What?
I got the game. I never even played that shit. maybe like 5 minutes of it, and I got tired of it. I couldn't do this shit no more.
It is stopping this company from equipping these drones with weapons. They're already doing it in conflicts around the world. This person gets it. When did we stop freaking out over random robots roaming our streets? Robots are showing up everywhere, with Amazon leading the way in the warehouse, which raises the question, who should we be mad at?
What are you doing for work?
I work for Amazon, designing conveyance robots.
Oh, you're designing robots for Amazon?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your help. Are you designing the robots I read an article about recently that are replacing the 600,000 workers?
Yeah.
We got him, boys! Get him! That's right. There's about to be some new hostages in the news.
The crowd hated that guy, and the people in the comments hate him too. People who do those jobs should feel nervous to be in public. Why would you ever admit that? You couldn't torture that out of me. I'd invent a new job on the spot. Class enemy, unfortunately. What's interesting about this clip is that people find what he's doing shameful, building these robots that are replacing workers. But Amazon's revenue for 2025 was $716 billion. So of all the people shaming this guy, how many of those people also have an Amazon Prime subscription? Amazon didn't become a trillion-dollar company because no one is buying from them, and now they're deploying these same robots to their European warehouses.
Meet Proteus, Amazon's fully autonomous robot. It works alongside employees on the ground in Amazon's warehouses. The latest version can take verbal commands in plain English, no need for any technical language, and it can move carts weighing up to 400 kilograms. That's almost 900 pounds. It will be rolled out in warehouses across Europe in 2027, and is part of the company's more than $11 billion investment to modernize.
Alright, I'm gonna stop right there, but that ain't nothing new. They been had these things. This one probably just an upgrade from the old ones I remember. But anyway, let's get to the next video.
From homes to hospitals to business.
Now, what if your next close companion wasn't a person, but actually a humanoid robot? Chinese robotics company UB Tech has unveiled a new generation of AI-powered humanoids designed to provide emotional companionship for single people and also for the elderly. The company has said that the robots can build lifelong relationships, offering unconditional loyalty and support through artificial...
Oh, goodness. Yeah, and he said companion with that movie, Companion. Yeah, and then that motherfucker turned around and killed your ass.
Intelligence. Take a look.
That damn psycho robots, or the she-bot. The she-bot was thinking on her own.
These images.
And then you had the gay male bot. He was damn killing people. Only these heathens be making shit like this. Wait a minute, this bitch is dancing? Yeah, we already know about them modeling bots. Shit, they about to take everybody's jobs, from the runway to the dance floor to the damn the shit. I don't know what else. Yeah, was it U1? I forgot what them damn bots called. They making the hell out of a lot of them. They like real popular in China. Oh no, they real popular all over the world. Yeah. We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
It's a debate intensifying across the country.
Your community is telling you that we don't want this.
I think we should completely remove them.
Here in Pasadena, California, residents and city leaders grapple with what to do about Flock, the leading manufacturer of automated license plate readers, or ALPRs. The cameras are installed at intersections and capture detailed vehicle data, which AI can analyze to identify people and alert authorities, who say it's an important crime-fighting tool. But critics argue the cameras have created a mass surveillance network that's been tapped by federal immigration agencies like ICE to surveil protesters and monitor individuals.
The battle over controversial
shit, just anybody, yo.
Flock cameras in Troy
is in these stores. He cost me or ICE agents, go cops, ICE agents, whoever, authorities, law enforcement, I'll say, law enforcement, they using this shit to find out where their girlfriend going or where their wife is being and all this shit.
It's playing out across the country, from Troy.
They're stalking people. Oh yeah.
New York, where the mayor declared an emergency to keep the cameras running after public pushback.
Get the flock out of Troy. Thank you very much.
To Dayton, Ohio, where authorities took to covering its cameras with what looks like garbage bags after the city voted to suspend Flock. Across the country, at least 57 municipalities have canceled or let their contracts with Flock expire over the past year, with 15 more rejecting proposed Flock contracts due to community pushback, according to data compiled by NBC News.
So this is above and beyond the license plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him in the shot.
Yadi Yancey and Nick Rabb are co-founders of DeFlock Pasadena, a grassroots organization hoping to pressure Pasadena to cancel its existing contract with Flock. What's the biggest concern here?
I think the biggest concern is that if these technologies were used and the data got through to ICE and led to a raid or was used by police for a wrongful conviction, that basically ruins someone's life.
There needs to be more.
Yeah, like they ruined that one Jake life. There's a whole bunch of it being ruined. You know, what they do here got what was it? He was accused of a crime he didn't never commit, and all these times I don't know how long he was locked up for, like months. He lost his family. He lost his wife and his children. They left. They lost his house, his job. His life was fucking ruined because of AI and all that dumb shit. Anyway, hey man, this devil gonna be coming with that wrath on you Israelites, and there ain't gonna be no such thing as falsely accusing. He ain't gonna give a fuck. He just gonna accuse your ass, and that's gonna be it. Fuck the falsely accusing. He just gonna accuse you or you Israelites or whatever, and that's gonna be it. And you gonna need the Lord, man, to get you through this stuff.
Our community input and consensus and consent before deploying this and any other mass surveillance technology.
DeFlock activists requested public records reviewed by NBC News, finding that Pasadena's database was requested by various law enforcement agencies in the summer of 2025. In dozens of those requests, the reason given included FBI or ICE. One specific query on June 9, 2025, confirmed by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, listed ICE protest as the reason for a search of 830 separate surveillance camera networks in Flock's system, including Pasadena's Flock cameras. The search request came on the very same day as a peaceful protest at an ICE facility in San Bernardino. Flock says it had pilot projects with several federal agencies during this time period, including with Customs and Border Protection, but says that all its federal pilot programs ended by August of last year. However, according to Pasadena's transparency portal maintained by Flock, it was still sharing its data with a regional intelligence center that facilitates information sharing between local, state, and federal agencies until last month, discontinuing access after NBC News reached out. In emails to NBC News, the city of Pasadena says it's taking a, quote, cautious approach and is working with the city council to identify next steps for its Flock program. Do you feel like Flock has done enough to safeguard their system so that this is not accessed by those federal agencies?
I would say no way. I'm trying to, make it appear as if this data is, for example, in California, staying within California, but there's so many other ways that data can get outside.
In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security says in part that it does not maintain a contract with Flock Safety and that it's, quote, using all lawful tools to remove dangerous criminal illegal aliens from the U.S.
I know there's concerns about whether or not this data is being shared with ICE. Flock does not have a relationship with ICE.
Flock insists it's strengthened guardrails to secure the data that's being collected and says where it's shared is really up to the local authorities.
Well, cities actually control the data completely and have complete authority over how it's being used.
So is this where you watch all the magic unfold?
It's completely changed the game.
Like in Alameda County, where the sheriff's office says the technology has been invaluable. We got a behind-the-scenes look at how Flock technology is being used. You hear an alert tone. What does that tell you?
So the alert tone is related to the license plate readers, and it lets us know that there's been an activation, there's one right now, on a vehicle traveling past one of our cameras that are positioned in a public place.
What could that mean exactly?
That could mean a number of things. That camera network is hooked up to the Department of Justice, so the stolen vehicle system. It could be an armed robbery car, carjacking.
Or that car might have a low flat tire or some shit. Yeah, but that tent might be too dark on them windows. Or somebody, yeah. Maybe a whole bunch of damn reasons these niggas will pull your ass over for. Maybe you're too dark in your car, you're too dark skinned. Yeah, they come and pull your ass over. You know, they identify your car. No, they identify your car as you. I mean, is your whatever. Anyway, they identify your car, and what happened? I don't know. Any kind of shit they'll stop you for. Now these days, hell, you be late on a damn water bill, they'll stop you for that, fine you for that shit. Hell yeah, they'll probably tie that shit into your utilities, not paying your utilities or whatever the hell. I don't know. Make it against the law. You don't pay your utility bills. I'm just making up shit. The times we coming in, it's gonna get stupid out here. They're gonna be trying to just fuck with people for all kind of reasons.
Murder vehicle.
I mean, this thing is going off.
We get a lot of alerts in this county.
I mean, of course they'll say that, yeah, we're here to fight crime with this technology. Nigga, please. Nigga, you trying to oppress the shit out of people. They'll fight crime, but oppress the shit out of people with this shit. Because you got a bunch of psychopaths in power that controlling this shit. And they're Edomites.
While it may receive information from federal law enforcement,
I mean, you gotta have some Israelites in that bitch, but yeah, most of it's Esau. They're gonna have control over this shit.
Alameda County insists the data isn't flowing the other way.
We have absolutely no external sharing with any federal agencies or immigration. There is no way they could access our data.
That's bullshit.
Without our knowledge.
The 3 remaining Alameda County supervisors voted yes.
In April, Alameda County leaders voted narrowly to extend its flock contract for several more months, despite concerns from residents.
This technology is used specifically related to calls for service, 911 calls for help, and to...
No, damn well. What about federal? Federal is over y'all niggas. Federal is over you niggas. So I'm pretty sure they got a contract. Come on, bro. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Criminals, if we remove this technology, it's going to be a big detriment to public safety.
Back in Pasadena,
there is definite benefit to having this technology.
The debate over safety and privacy continues as cities confront a new digital age of policing. Dana Griffin, NBC News.
Niggas want eyes everywhere, man, but that's Esau. He want to be the Most High. And see what this is about.
Hey, before we get started with the video today, just a little PSA for you. 10 to 15,000 people every single year go to the emergency room because of fireworks-related accidents. Always be careful. These people right here, I'm sure, didn't think that what's about to happen was going to happen to them, but it ended up happening anyway, even though they thought they were a safe distance away. Check this out and just be careful. We're just going to touch on this first, and then we'll get into what we're going to talk about in this video.
Up. Up, up, up. That car about to blow up. They thought it was just no big deal. Just a little pop, pop, pop. And then that motherfucker went.
Some of the stuff out there is no joke. Just be careful. So what would a happy...
Oh, man. Fuck the 4th of July, nigga.
4th of July look like to you? Because a lot of people have some major plans.
Oh, this is from the UK or whatever.
And they don't involve fireworks. It involves taking down, I don't know, what people are calling a serious intrusion and a violent...
They doing a lot of that shit. They doing a lot of that shit in those European countries, cutting these bitches down.
Of our right to be secure in our persons, houses, papers, and effects, our right to be private. And very few companies out there are as fervent about being about the business of surveilling us as Flock Safety, Palantir, Axon, and people are aware of it, they're getting sick of it, and they're doing something about it. So,
shit, yeah, they cutting down these damn poles with the cameras and they're cutting the wires. Soon they're gonna be cutting people's heads off too. Let me read this second edge chat. They ain't giving a fuck. They like, fuck this shit. Second edge chat 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their ashes shall stand in their power. And this just in Europe. Yep.
By no means do you want to go to the store and buy an angle grinder. You don't want to buy a Sawzall, portable, corded, or otherwise. And for God's sake, you definitely don't want to buy a whole bunch of cans of wasp spray. But this is how a lot of people are going to be celebrating Independence Day, because they truly want to be independent from government intrusion. And I can't think of anything more intrusive than a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week surveillance spy apparatus. And all
people fighting back against this shit. But guess what? Hey, when these people doing shit like this devil gonna come at y'all hard, man. Real hard when it comes to like maybe cutting the power off. Not maybe. We'll be cutting the power off. And you see what they doing to food supply. And they gonna make a lot of people goddamn comply. When some people say, I will not comply, well, guess what? They got methods of making your ass change your mind. Heck yeah, starve your ass to death, turn electricity off. All kinds of shit. This devil don't play fair. Better get ready for it.
All-seeing eye that never blinks. And that's why people are sick of it, and that's how they're spending their Independence Day. Matter of fact, they're getting so sick of it that they're beginning to confront the very people who install these flock security cameras.
Dude, bullshit! You're installing this shit for this fucking community to surveil us! You sorry motherfucker! I wish I could fucking meet you at... Bullshit!
Now, there's no need to threaten.
Yeah, you know, he just doing his job. He just doing his job, man. And see, that's the low level mentality. If you wanna go after somebody, go after the people that ultimately green lighting this shit. You know, I'm not. You know what? Now I ain't advocating violence. Just to let you know. But when I mean go after, go and talk to them peacefully. Go and talk to the people who's green lighting this shit. Not the guy who's laboring, goddamn getting cussed out. But people always want to go after the first person they see they think they're responsible for this, all this shit. And I'm like, this dude here just trying to get a job. Well, anyway, I guess, well, yeah, leave these guys alone, man. They ain't got shit to do with this damn flock shit. They just installing this shit. But anyway.
Anybody, and
I had to hesitate because I was like, wouldn't it apply to cops too? They like saying they're just doing their job. Well, no. It doesn't apply to them. No, it doesn't apply to them.
Suggest that you do that, because especially if you do it on camera, they know who you are. They know when you recorded it. They will visit your house. There will be a knock on your door from a federal agent. So you got to be real careful out there. But I do understand people's high emotion and their justified anger against people who would dare set up the surveillance police.
Yeah, like I said earlier, what they're talking about, that cop was saying that no federal agency is tied in or can be tied into flock, you know, security, you know, all that shit there. But if you vandalize the flock cameras, that is a federal offense. Anyway.
State in their neighborhood. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Are you really willing to sell your soul? There's a lot of videos online showing this kind of destruction on flock security cameras. This is from Don Fuego, and he says, remember kids, wear your masks and leave your cell phones at home. Don't stop until they're all down. How can you be a red-blooded American who loves freedom and despises all the evil things the government is doing to us and not applaud this kind of thing right here? By the way, the government who wants to spy on you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the all-seeing George Orwell Big Brother eye that doesn't blink is the same government who thinks that murdering 76 people, including 26 children, is a reasonable way to enforce its gun laws. What's their rationale? Save the children from horrible guns by killing children.
By setting the whole building on fire and burning and killing them. Yeah, man. But shit.
It makes zero sense, but then isn't that government? Speaking of flock safety, they recently posted on their X page and got community noted. Before I read the community note, they say, we implemented license plate readers as part of a larger strategy to reduce gun violence in the city, and it helped. That's from Wisconsin law.
Man, at least Station getting evangelist where we're not ignorant of his device. That's the most stupid reason why. That is so fucking stupid. Get the fuck out of here.
Law enforcement leader, and it's one of dozens of...
You think, hey man, with all the flock cameras, you think that shit really stopping people from committing crime? Hell no.
Outcomes playing out across the state, from missing children located to hit and run.
Oh, goodness great, missing children, man, please. These children missing every damn day. That shit ain't doing nothing for no missing children. Anyway.
First, the video they ran, and then the community note.
Officers say a Flock safety camera flagged a car linked to a strong arm robbery in Glendale.
We implemented automated license plate reader a few years ago. It was part of a larger strategy to reduce a problem that we were having with gun violence in the city. It helped us reduce gun violence.
Flock cameras have revolutionized local law enforcement.
That nigga full of shit.
Cameras, and they're in use across hundreds of communities throughout Wisconsin.
Soon they're gonna be trying to advertise, the chip implants. It's like they'll advertise that AI as being the greatest thing, but now it's expensive as hell. And in the data centers, they're advertising it poisoning the water and doing all kind of fucked up shit to the environment. But then the next thing they're gonna be advertising the chip implant, and they're gonna say it's the best thing ever. It's more convenient. You ain't got to worry about losing money or keys or his cell phone because it'll all be inside of you. Get the fuck out of here, man.
They can also be used in cases of things like Amber Alerts and trying to identify missing children.
What kind of...
Wisconsin, they can also be used in cases of things like Amber.
That's a little ass trailer. Damn, they actually made a trailer that small for a lawnmower? I guess so.
And trying to identify missing
Unless that image is fucking AI, I don't know.
children.
We can catch kidnappers and murderers, returned missing.
You can't catch kidnapping murderers, but you looking at one right here. Shit. You looking at one right here. You fucking nigga.
People, and there been.
I don't know if he murdered anybody, but most of a lot of his people are murderers and kidnappers.
So many cases.
Help solve crime, pointing to a recent hit and run in a shopping center parking lot.
We are in a day and age where technology is part of all the work we do.
And they coon ass nigga don't realize that same technology will point you out and say you're a criminal too, even though you law enforcement. You supposed to be enforcing the law, and AI Flock cameras was look at Jake as like, yeah, you fit the description of a criminal that did this and did that. Anyway, man. But this shit's going down, and some people they're not happy with this shit. They rebelling against it. Not a whole lot, but something's happening. Oh man, we get to this next one. What is this about?
I was pretty surprised to learn that these had been there for at least a year at some bars. I had somebody DM me on Signal and say, I've been working at a bar that's had patron scan for 9 years. And I found that really surprising considering I have never seen something like this in a bar.
Okay, picture something for me. It's Friday night, you're out with some friends, you hit up the bar, you hand the bouncer your IDs, and you walk past this little black stick. It almost looks like a jewel or something. And you don't think twice about any of this. Well, in that brief little interaction, you might have just given away a massive amount of data and allowed yourself to be scanned, tagged, and analyzed by an invasive surveillance system. That system is called Patron Scan, and it's operating across the country. It's a biometric and personal data collection device made by Serval Data Systems, previously known as Serval Biometrics. And Patron Scan is being integrated into countless LGBTQ bars.
Hey, wait a minute. They call it Patriot Scan? Oh, Patreon Scan? See, they always got to throw that patriotic American bullshit in there, like Patriot Act is all about protecting the patriots of America from terrorists and baddies and all this other shit. Nigga, please.
In San Francisco.
And they put in the fag clubs. It says, was your face scanned at the gay faggot club or the moist British cigarette club bar this Pride Week? Yeah.
Sydney Hayes is a tech and business reporter at The Gazetteer, and she broke this story. Today, she's joining me to discuss why all of these San Francisco gay bars suddenly have TSA-style face scanners, how these surveillance conglomerates are building databases of problematic patrons, and why, increasingly, just buying a beer at your local bar might mean giving up your address, gender, and a lot of highly sensitive personal information to corporations. Sydney, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me how this story got onto your radar.
Yeah, so my coworker, Eddie Kim, our city reporter, came into the office a couple weeks ago, and he was going out in the Castro, which is like the gay area in San Francisco, over Memorial Day weekend. And he went into this bar called The Mix, and like any normal bar, he just hands his ID to the bouncer and then goes back to chatting with his friends. But one of his friends saw the bouncer scan her ID on like a black little box device, kind of like a TSA scanner. And then she also noticed that there's like a camera. It looks kind of like the memory eraser in Men in Black. It's pretty like slim and easy to not notice. So he came back into the office and basically told me to check that out because his friend was kind of disturbed. He was also kind of confused. And so that's kind of what alerted me to that this was there in the Castro.
So you start looking into it and discover that it's this company called Patron Scan, which has been around for a while, that it sounds like is being integrated into more and more bars in San Francisco. Can you explain what Patron Scan is and how it works?
So Patron Scan is an ID verification hardware and software system. They have, hardware that scans IDs. They have monitors where you can look through the patrons that have come in, verify their IDs, and they also have cameras that photograph. So that's basically what Patron Scan does.
Okay, so Patron Scan is set up to harvest all of this information. It's integrated into more and more bars. I mean, I think it's so insidious, like you said, that it's really just this really slim camera. You might not even notice that the bar you're going into, especially if you've had a couple drinks, has this surveillance system integrated. Why would an increasing number of bars seek to work with these systems like Patron Scan?
The main part of their marketing is about safety.
Always about safety.
In my research was going through and listening to some interviews and podcasts that some of their executives have done, and around 20.
I mean, how safe can a fucking gay bar be? I don't know. I ain't never been in one, and I damn sure don't want to step my foot in. Hell no. But I'm just like, what be so dangerous of what could possibly happen in a fag bar, really, or a dyke bar? I don't know. Shit.
2022, I heard a couple different interviews of some
all about safety.
executives talking about how in COVID there had been this uptick in crime and these cuts to policing. So that idea of safety and adding these extra levels.
I mean, there is a crime, yeah. There is a crime being committed on gay bars. Shit. Goddamn, it's a biblical crime. Yeah, it's a biblical crime, and a whole bunch of them niggas are absolute criminals. Shit, the Lord gonna locking them up. The Lord gonna kill these niggas.
Or layers of security. That is definitely the main idea that they are bringing to bars in order to sell them on this technology.
I think it's so insidious how surveillance is always packaged with safety, right? I mean, this is like classic, even just back to 9/11, right? We saw the biggest expansion of the surveillance state in our lifetime. Now we're seeing all of these mass surveillance laws being passed on the internet under the guise of online.
Yeah, and it's all linked to that chip implant, the mark of the beast.
Safety and
at least Saint should get an advantage of us for we're not ignorant of his devices.
After your story, Patron Scan issued this press announcement trying to kind of put cool water on your story and debunk something, although they didn't ultimately really debunk anything. But what stood out to me was this one line where they wrote, "For venues like our clients in the Castro, safety matters deeply. When someone brings hatred, prejudice, or harmful intent into an LGBTQ space and gets removed and flagged, our system makes sure they can't just dust themselves off and walk into the next bar down the street." First of all,
damn, now they gonna be blocked from the other bar. What if it was a grocery store? What if it was a gas station? You're not allowed to buy gas at this gas station because you did something over there, this gay bar or shit or straight bar or whatever bar, and you gotta be gay. But hell, and it can affect you. Hey, it can affect you not playing PlayStation. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, because they saying that shit on, man, anyway.
They're just
yeah, because what they were saying about Grand Theft Auto 6 or something. They said that any offensive language or whatever you offend somebody, you could be banned from life, from the games, and from that game to other platform or no other brands of Take-Two games. And then you could be banned from anything else. This shit gonna hold you back from all kinds of shit. Heck yeah. You know what I'm saying? This shit gonna be all tied together. Damn right. From shopping at the grocery store to getting some gas, if you can't afford it, if they have gas. Especially they gonna be doing a gas rationing. But you get what I'm saying? They gonna be down. It's gonna have to be that way. Like China. Look at China. What's going on with China? Social credit scores and shit. You got a low credit score, you can't buy this, you can't do that, you can't be in this area.
Rainbow washing mass surveillance. And I would love to hear from this company how many times they've successfully blocked some anti-LGBTQ bigot from entering another bar and causing harm, because this just seems ridiculous. And also, not to defend the anti-LGBTQ bigots, obviously, but being anti-LGBTQ shouldn't mean that you can't go into a bar down the street. I mean, even
if that bar, let's say that bar's a straight bar, they gonna ban you from that too. Yeah, I'm right. They gonna ban you from the straight bar.
If you said something bigoted at one bar, got into an altercation, and said something offensive, it's kind of disturbing then that you could have your information scanned and be banned from all the bars on the block.
Yeah, the idea, this safety argument is hard to argue against because especially in queer bars and gay bars, like there have been attacks. And so this safety argument is so strong, like it's a really easy argument to make. There was a petition that started after this article started gaining traction from this digital rights organization called Fight for the Future. It's this Bay Area based digital rights organization. So I was talking to one of the campaign managers there and I asked her about it and I was like, what do you say in, response to that sort of argument? And basically her response was, we have to be really clear and specific and really honest about what are the trade-offs when we talk about safety, like one, safety for whom? Who are we qualifying as Patron Scan calls them troublemakers? Like they refer to them as troublemakers a lot. They never say bigots, they never say violent actors. I mean, maybe they say that like in really specific lists of infractions that you could make, but they call them troublemakers. And so that could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, depending on what company is using this technology or what Patron Scan as a company considers troublemakers. And so I think there's that.
Yeah, I also couldn't find any sort of like public guidelines on its website or system anywhere that says like here is the behavior that's banned. It seems like it's totally up to the merchant and their customer.
I'm gonna start right there. Damn sure ain't playing 20. What is it? 20 minutes? No, 30 minutes. I ain't playing no more of this shit. See what else is this? Fucking never mind. Now I kicked on the ad mode, so let's get the heck on. See what else we got.
Well, in the book of Revelation, in the Bible, it talks about an end time period in which an antichrist will rise, basically.
No, bitch. It's, no, that ain't gonna happen, bitch. The antichrists, they here. The anti-Mashiachs, they all everywhere. You got these monkey-ass heathens that don't believe in Yahweh Shema Shah. And they heathens anyway, so they either gonna, now they ain't gonna believe in the Lord anyway. And you're gonna have 2/3 of Israel that ain't gonna believe in the Lord. And that's anti-Hamashiachs, faggots, dykes. We just got in the video, just got done playing a video talking about gay bars and shit. But there's a bunch of them motherfuckers up in there that's anti-Hamashiach. It ain't just one, it's many. Pretty much me saying all that, I could have just said, there's not just one anti-Hamashiach or antichrist, there's many.
The devil himself, if you will, and he's followed by a false prophet. And this false prophet kind of sways the masses to worship the Antichrist. And in Revelation chapter 13, it actually talks about this image that the false prophet creates. And this image basically comes to life and it's given life by them. And basically the image has the power to kill all those who do not worship the image or the image of the beast or the Antichrist himself, right? So what's weird is when you start looking into artificial intelligence and AI technology, there is now this whistleblower who has come forward kind of out of nowhere saying, hey, I have inside intel, in some of these tech companies, and they are literally attempting to give birth to some kind of AI God machine. And they're literally calling it this God machine, like a digital God, which, by the way, would be exactly what I believe the Bible is talking about.
It's like the ultimate, this AI is like the ultimate pseudo God idol, the ultimate idol. Heck yeah. And you got all these idols they have that was either, this and that. They couldn't speak. But this one here can speak and listen. Can't breathe. It's pretty much dead, but whatever.
Out in Revelation when it talks,
it still is an idol.
About this.
And they're gonna be another idol. They're gonna be pushing. They're gonna be that chip implant.
False prophet giving life to this image. And this image could be some kind of AI God machine. Maybe this AI God machine turns in everyone who's not fully worshiping the Antichrist, right? But what's crazy is this woman was given...
worshiping Esau's fucking beast system. What are you talking about? The Antichrist. So they got this Antichrist shit being developed or whatever, whoever the so-called Antichrist is. Meanwhile, the elite of Edom is pretty much not even noticed. No, they have to be noticed. You so-called white folks got to be noticed. You so-called baby dick sucking Jewish faggot fuckers got to be noticed. Y'all Edom. Hell, you got Edom in the midst of our people. Hell, Edom, you got some chocolate Edomites. You got some Latino, Hispanic, Native Indian, and black, so-called black Edomites running around. Some Chinese, so-called Chinese, Japanese Edomites, African booty scratcher Edomites. Anyway, but also you're going to have some Israelites that look like her and other heathens. And anyway, I just want to bring that up.
Full access at a level. She had to be monitored, and she has some pretty interesting things to say. In fact, she's actually written a book about it. But let me take you to what I'm talking about here, and I found it here on prepareforchange.net, and it's titled AI Insider Sounds the Alarm. Silicon Valley elite are trying to build a digital god. A world-renowned reporter is sounding the alarm after embedding herself in the upper echelons of the AI industry and discovering that Silicon Valley elites are desperately scrambling to develop a digital god. Karen Howe, a former reporter for MIT Technology Review, is raising red flags about the AI industry after spending years investigating the inner workings of OpenAI and speaking with hundreds of insiders. She's now warning that some of Silicon Valley's most powerful figures are engaged in what she describes as an ideological quest to create a machine god. But she goes on and has a lot more to say about it. But as a quick reminder, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and please share this video with everyone you know. You are the only way this thing gets out. You come to the channel here, it's pretty much the only way to see it, or make sure you have that all bell notification checked. They are really suppressing my channel here, so I really need your help with that. But with all of that, let's dive back into the article and find out a little bit more. So the article goes on to state this. Howe says her extensive investigation into OpenAI revealed a secretive culture driven by an obsession with developing AGI. In case you're not familiar with AGI, artificial general intelligence, that is basically intelligence that they're trying to create that has human characteristics, can do things that humans can think, can talk, can act, can assess things, and that is what they're looking for, and maybe even surpass us, right? But it goes on. The findings form the basis of Howe's new book, and this is her book, Empire of AI, Inside the Reckless Race for Total Domination. And her book argues that the race to build superintelligence machine has transformed from a supposed altruistic mission into a high-stakes pursuit of power, influence, and unprecedented wealth. And here's her book. I have not read it yet, I'll confess, but I'm seriously contemplating buying it and reading it, especially if I go on some trip where I've got some time on my hands. But the article goes on to say how she came across this information, right? Howe was granted extraordinary access to OpenAI's headquarters in 2019, shortly after the company secured $1 billion investment from Microsoft. Right off the bat, she says, I started realizing that something was not right, she said. Despite OpenAI's public comment to openness, Howe described an environment characterized by secrecy, restrictions, and internal paranoia. She was reportedly escorted throughout the building, barred from certain areas, and prohibited from attending key meetings. Employees were also warned not to speak to her outside of the approved channels, right? While security personnel were reportedly given photographs of her and instructed to monitor her movements. In other words, they were really on the down low, hush and hush. There's a lot of things.
Anyway, well, this is what the heathens want. The number one heathen that want it so bad is Esau, so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger, and also he eats foreskin too. Amalek. Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? This is pointless, but the Lord gonna allow these devils to have his AI, this AI God be up in power, and hey man, the chip implants being implemented, because without the AI God being in power, they gotta have the power to be able to rule over people, especially with a chip implant. If the people ain't got a chip implant, you really ain't ruling over nobody. But anyway, so they can create scenarios to make people want to get them chip implants. And they're doing that right now, and it's building up more and more with all these plagues. But it's all the story. Hey man, this is all the will of Yahweh by Shema Shah, and it's important for you to seek the Lord and repent. So make sure you don't fall in the fall for that chip implant, the mark of the beast. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yeah, when these devils here thinking they about to achieve greatness with their AI and surveillance and the chip implants. No, the Lord got other plans. Yeah, and he's laughing at these devils because they're so proud. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shah shall have them in derision. The Lord gonna have them in mockery, making fun of them especially when they thinking they about to fill their belly. Let me get to that. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. Job chapter 20, verse 21. When he is about to fill his belly, spoke talking about Esau, even so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking, foreskin eating Jewish faggot nigga named Amalek. When he's about to fill his belly, God Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Yeah. There was another one I want to look up about an enterprise. Here we go. What is it? Job chapter 5 verse Job chapter 5 verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So the Lord is going to throw a monkey wrench in Esau's plans. Yep. And it's going to be involving nuclear destruction and chariot fire too. Let's get to this last. I think I'm at the last one. Nope, that ain't the last one.
Is it going to be a correction, or are we approaching end times?
Well, ultimately, we don't really have any sort of...
I'm pretty sure this nigga don't know nothing. This nigga don't know a goddamn thing.
Dude, I mean, it could be the type of thing that it's... the situation for the Antichrist...
But, yeah.
...is just about present.
See, and he's talking about the Antichrist is present. The Antichrist been here, nigga. He's been, and it's many. I said it before. Let me go and get it again. Well, I didn't read the scripture, but I said it, quoting it. Let me go in here and read it. 1 John chapter 2 verse 18. Little children, speaking of you Israelites, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist or Mashiach, anti-Mashiach shall, and so anybody who's against Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, who y'all even call God and Jesus Christ, but his names are Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, if you against what the Lord has written in the Bible, and plus what the Lord is having his men, his prophets preaching about, if you against the laws and statutes, commandments of the Lord and the ways that things should be in order, if you against the order of Yahweh Shema Shah, you're an anti-Hamashiach, you're an anti-Christ. Yeah. And either you got a hit on your ass, Lord gonna kill you, especially if you're Israel, you better be doing right. But if you're doing wrong and you scoffing and mocking his prophets and you blaspheming the Lord's name, and then you doing faggot, gay, dyke shit, you being a murderer or a backbiter, you being an asshole, you being a drug dealer or a drug abuser or a drunkard or a pedophile nigga or some crazy ass shit, man, your ass is grass. And you're gonna get mowed over by that lake of fire lawnmower, nigga. Or pretty much you're gonna get judgment. But anyway, even now, are there many anti-Hamashiachs, anti-Christ? So there's many of them. Whereby we know that it is the last time. So there's a bunch of fucking anti-Hamashiachs, a bunch of faggots, dykes, murderers, backbiters, all kinds of shit. People swindle other people, like people that's all into mischief and you know, nosy motherfuckers. Yeah. Now you mind your own damn business. Shit. A whole bunch of you got these heathens following these idols and shit. From Edomite, so-called white folk, baby dick sucking Jewish faggot folks. Hell, the anti-Hamashiachs, the African booty scratching Hamites. You got these stupid ass Buddha loving Chinese folks. Shit, and Indian folks, you know, anti-Hamashiachs. Anyway, back to the video.
The Antichrist has to be able to rule the world. He's not going to rule through governance.
Nigga, he is ruling the world. Shit, the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. Who would that be? Esau, even so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking, foreskin eating Jewish faggot nigger called Amalek.
Going to rule it through economies. And so, even though he'll have control of the government.
Hold on, what the fuck did this nigga just say?
For the Antichrist is just about present. The Antichrist has to be able to rule the world. He's not going to rule through governance. He's going to rule it through economies. And so, even though he'll have...
Well, he's doing that now. And he's gonna push it, especially the economy, digital. And they're going digital. And they're gonna need that chip implanted people.
Control of the governments too, but the Antichrist would actually...
Yeah, he's gonna control the governments by using AI to govern the people.
When he appears, there has to be a unification of the worldwide economy in order for him, to a degree that's a little bit farther down the road than ours is at this point. So I don't think that he's just immediately around the corner, but I could be wrong. And that the other way that it can actually happen is there's been numerous prophecies by saints, apparitions where Our Lady's appeared, like at Fatima, where 3 children saw her, but then there was a miracle of the sun where 70,000 people saw this miracle that actually happened there. Where, so there's some of those apparitions, she actually talks about the fact that one of them is La Salette, where she said there's going to be a chastisement that's going to come. And that chastisement will be a minor chastisement, but it's going to be the type of thing where, excuse me, we're going to see infrastructure. God's going to basically allow some type of war or something that's going to happen to such a degree that...
Yeah, World War III, shit.
It's going to be brutal even for us who are good and who are...
And it's going to be just not just World War III, going to be race wars, civil wars, class wars, whole bunch of shit. People going to be fighting, killing each other for resources, division, hate, all that stuff.
Up and ready for it and all of that. It's going to be brutal for everybody.
And don't forget about the spiritual war. Yeah, that spiritual war still we've been in that spiritual war for the longest, but it's going to get rough.
Yeah.
When you say, I can't remember how you said it, but you said it sounded like you were saying the stage is kind of set. Yeah. Almost everything that's happened needs to happen. What has happened that needed to happen, and what still needs to happen?
Well, before the Antichrist comes, one of the things that we know from the fathers of the church is that there will be a worldwide implosion of people's morality. So, which we've seen, right? So that's happened since the 1950s. There's been an implosion where people just aren't following the laws of God and the natural law in any sense.
What was going on in the 1950s?
Term. So we have that. The other part of it is, again, is the unification of the worldwide economies, because he has to be able to basically control people en masse. The other thing is it has to be something that the people that are alive, that in order to survive, you have to be able to plug into that economy in some fashion. That's why they talk about the mark of the beast. Well, we're almost there, where they could literally just decide, look, unless you're going to sign off on certain things, you're not going to have access to the digital currency that we're going to.
Oh, okay. Well, he's getting all that Antichrist shit is rubbish that he's talking about, but he's leading on to the mark of the beast, and then the thumbnail shows you it's like a brain. I mean, a chip is on top of somebody's brain.
And act worldwide, and therefore, because that's how he could rule it.
I don't remember if this is 3 months ago, and I'm not surprised I ain't never seen this video.
At least that's my opinion. I think that's one of the ways how he's going to control people is through digital.
That's not your damn opinion. That's a fact.
Currencies, and he's going to just shut.
But it won't just be digital currency. You got to have a chip implant. They're going to ultimately control you through that chip implant.
Off, and that's how they'll be able to basically starve people out if they're unwilling to sign off on Christ's rules. So it's going to be those kinds of things.
Most like Esau's rules, Amalek's rules.
As I mentioned, have come into play.
We're talking like social credit score.
Yeah, that's right, among other things. The other thing is we also know that the Catholic Church specifically will have to be at a state where it would have to have gone through a prior weakening crisis, and then it will resurge, and then right before the Antichrist comes, the morals of people will implode, they say, in such a rapid fashion to where this last 50 years will make our heads spin and be that much more rapid.
What do you mean by that? All people will be doing all kind of wicked shit?
So there's some prophecies that have been fulfilled and some of them that haven't quite been.
When you say good people, I mean, is that everybody?
No, there ain't no good people on this earth. Shit.
Everybody will be...
Ain't nobody innocent.
Under the influence?
Well, they say that the Antichrist will be so charismatic, and it will be...
Oh my goodness, here we go with that Antichrist shit.
They correlate in the process. Christ actually put an end to the Jewish sacrifice on purpose, because the Jewish sacrifice in the Old Testament was a lead-up or a prefigurement of Christ, and so he gave them one generation in order for them to convert to the... Well, first of all, just getting through the years of the Antichrist is going to be brutal, so I wouldn't be pushing that. But the fathers of the church are very clear that it'll never be rebuilt, and that the reference...
We exposed abuse...
Well, anyway, since it came to this ad, I guess that video is over with. But anyway, we coming to a time where everything's going digital. Your money about to go digital. They're about to crash the economy. The bank's gonna go belly up and flop and drop, and you can't stop it. And you better seek the Lord, bro. Sis, it's got to get crazy out here. Let me get some. All that shit kind of throws you off. Like, not throw me off. It makes me say, all right, I don't want to hear this shit no more. He keep talking about the Antichrist. I'm like, goodness gracious, bro. When the Antichrist come, nigga, Antichrist been here, nigga, and there's many of them. Shit, there's like billions of these motherfuckers. Shit on earth, they're anti-Hamashiachs. So stop it saying when the Antichrist, like his only one, shows up, man. Please, if you against the Lord by any means, that means you're Antichrist. Goodness gracious. Revelation chapter 13 verse 60, especially if you ain't speaking the truth. And what the mark of the beast, if you ain't saying what the mark of the beast is, the chip implant, you're anti-Hamashiach. I mean, if you genuinely don't know, cool, and we'll tell you what it is. We'll tell you what makes the chip, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. And shit, and if you still don't get it, then guess what? Your ass is gonna be plain old fashioned missile food. Cause goddamn, especially if you take that shit. But anyway, Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or it could be in their left. Not trying to add anything in the Bible, but it could be your left, your feet, your butt cheeks, your titties, big titties, small titties, and your man boobs. If you're a man, we got boobs. Unfortunately, you shouldn't have no titties. Yeah, but it still can go in there anywhere in your body. And I'm talking about the ones about the size of a grain of rice, chip that's is enclosed inside of a glass bead. Yeah, they're gonna try to sell it like it's small. It won't hurt. It's gonna be easy peasy, lemon squeezy inside your body until the missiles come. Yeah, a little shit like that. Yeah, put inside your body. Yeah, they put it in a whole lot of movies and TV shows, video games, cartoons. No, I don't remember any well, they probably have implanted somebody in a cartoon, I believe. I don't know. But they'll put it in, in media every now and then to get you people numbed or not ready for the implantable microchips to be in full effect or whatever. Anyway, where I left off at. Or in their foreheads, brain chips. Yep. And you see the big push on brain chips, especially in China. They talking about they commercializing they brain they what they call brain interface or brain computer interfaces, BCIs. Yeah. And America talk about, man, we're behind with China. China's ahead of us. We gotta get to moving the fast. Yeah, that's what they want you to. Yeah, they want the people to be like, they trying to say that, yeah, China's rapidly moving with their technology. We got to be the same way too. It's a race to the brain chips, race to the chip implants, the mark of the beast. Yep, sure is. Race to New World Order, the beast system. Yeah, racing and all that. Man, please. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See, without this chip, you won't be able to live in society. You won't be able to buy shit. Won't be able to move around. None of that shit. But we pray the Lord have mercy on us to keep us going in this world until the Lord returns. Here is wisdom. Let have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is six. Hold on. Oh man, now I got it going. It's like 603 score and 6. 66 is not the mark of the beast. It just represents a man. That's it. It's just the man's number, and his number is 66. Well, he gonna want your ass branded with that chip implant though, and that's gonna be his new way of branding you and saying you are my property. Yeah. No, I'm Yahweh Shemal Shah's property. That's what you Israelites need to be on. Not on Esau property, no. Because if you gonna be on Esau property, your ass gonna be missile food. Oh, and the video ends at 1:44. Praise Yahweh Shemal Shah, the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shah. Just noticed it. chapter 14, verse 19. Hold on, this one I'm going to read. Show is. Ain't that a spirit? I already got it highlighted. Right there. Now I'm about to get to that. Yeah, Revelation chapter 14, verse 19. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, in the brain, or in his right hand, or in his hand, right, left, it don't matter. Revelation chapter 14, verse 10. The same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Lord. So you're going to drink the wine of destruction. You won't really drink anything, but you're going to get destroyed by Yahweh Shema Shah, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. And when people be thinking, oh, this is where hell take place. No, nigga. This present, when your ass be destroyed, you're going to be destroyed in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb when they up in the chariots. They going to be up in the air, watching down on earth, watching your ass backstroke by you backstroking in a lake of fire. Yeah, your ass gonna be bathing in back of fire. You gonna be like screaming in the bathtub, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, with some damn lava in your damn armpits and shit. No, I'm just joking. It ain't gonna be like that. Your ass gonna be in pain. Your ass gonna be dying. Your ass gonna be boiling and cooking in that shit. Whoever, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be, but hey, the Lord's telling you this is what it's gonna be like. If you don't repent, your ass gonna be on fucking fire, bruh. Cause that's the only place where you feel fire. You feel that damn fire. Hell, these motherfuckers talking about some damn your spirit burn for. Shut the fuck up. Your spirit is made of fire, nigga. Your spirit is made of energy. Shit. So cut that shit out. But you know these dumbasses ain't gonna cut it out. They gonna just continue being dumbass. Let me get back to the video. I'm talking too much.
I look through the comments, and it's easy for me to see the people that will take the mark. Okay, it's like when they come out with a new iPhone, they're lined up at the Apple store. That's what's going to happen when they...
Yeah, especially, like, say, if they low on food, they're going to be lined up to get some food. And if they desperate enough, to be lined up and get some food, the food line here, they're going to be desperate enough to get that chip implant, because that's what's going to get people get them chip implants, lack of bread.
They come out with the mark.
Or a lack of comfortability.
All right, there's so many people that are going to run down there to get it, okay? Because they're going to tell you it will heal all your diseases.
Yeah.
Everything. All right, that you'll be a genius and everything else. What they don't tell you is that it's going to secure you a place in hell. Yeah.
No, it's not going to do that. Well, they're going to secure you a place of hellish condition here on Earth, not underground in the Earth core. No, it's going to be on the Earth's surface. And when that nukes come, that's where they're going to be. Your ass going to be burning in that fire, the nuclear fire.
And they're going to run for it, all right? There's a lot of them there.
They're going to run for it.
To do that. I look at the comments and I'm like, they got him. They got him. And it's true, man. They're just waiting. They're waiting for him to come out with it so they can run down there and get it. It's like that thing, okay? A lot of people ran down there to get it. They're going to run down there to get the mark.
Yep. You're going to pray like heaven, you don't get it. Because if you do, your ass going to be missile food. You're going to be mowed down by that. You're going to be grass mowed down by that lake of fire burning with brimstone. But anyway, that's all I got to say. But seek Yahweh Shema Shah by seeking his prophets and take heed what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying in Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah, and stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order, Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.